are an embodied reflection of Source. You are thus infinitely empowered, abundant, and a co-creator with your context always. You are an alchemist. Divination works because the web of life is intelligently organized with coordinated and storied agency. Let's take a look at the stories playing out now. Hi everyone, welcome to your November 2016 Alchemy Scope. So as you know, I work with the new moon cycles, and this new moon, the symbol, everybody, is amazing. So relevant, poignant, completely on point for what a lot of us are going to need as these energies have been so intense lately. So let's take a look. Now, when we talk about the new moon symbol, we're looking at the story that is imbued for all of us. So on the collective macrocycle level, for all of humanity, what is the growth cycle now? The new moon Sabian symbol that's going to be occurring on the 30th of October at 10:38 a.m. Pacific time is a calm lake bathed in moonlight. Amazing. And look at where it's happening in Scorpio. The degree is 7 degrees 44 minutes. So before we look at the symbol, let's look at the point where the symbol is located. This new moon at this 7 degree 44 minute point is amazing. Because if we look at the number 7, this is the chariot in the tarot. And the original meaning of the tarot was a human evolutionary school. It was a teaching system for our growth and evolution. 7 was the mastery of the mind. It is the mastery of the mind. It's the completion state of the mind, body, spirit tier. So this is mastery of the mind. If we look at 44, 4 is stability and support. It is an angel number. 44 is associated with the archangels. 4 and 4 together is 8. 8 is infinity. It's source. So this is about mastery of the mind through source. And of course, 7 is also the mysteries. 7 is also magic. 7 is also investigation. All of this is completely relevant for a calm lake bathed in moonlight. The keynote that Dane Rudyard has for this particular symbol is a quiet openness to higher inspiration. And he says, it tells us that beyond all efforts lays the need for peace and the readiness to accept the illumination from above. Everybody, this is a time frame over the course of November 2016 where we are supported. We're supported if we open up. We're supported by spirit to calm our mind, to be in peace with the shifts and the changes going on. There is support, but we're going to need to open to it because it is infused in the story on the collective during this month. So let's go ahead and move on now to the individual signs and see what the specifics are for your particular demographic. Taurus, let's take a look. So what's happening for you this month? Let's start with looking at the I Ching. I pulled the I Ching and you received 2 hexagrams. The first one was changing lines. So the 2 messages combined to create the underpinning the microcycle for the Taurus demographic. What is your underpinning storyline? Are number 59, dispersing, and number 38, diverging interests. Now, what this has to do with is dispersing speaks of melting glaciers, melting snow. And when you melt the obstruction, when you melt what is rigid and hard and frozen, then it makes way for, it allows for the surge of the river to come forward. Okay, so there's a dispersing or a melting of obstruction or challenge or blockage or hardness, okay? And for you, it has to do with 38, diverging interests. And this speaks of estrangement. So Taurus, for you, this is a time frame of melting away the blocks around the heart, the blocks around your mind, in your belief set, that were preventing connection. So the estrangement that's been at hand, there's a melting to create a new flow this month. Okay? Now let's take a look at your spread. Now, when we look at last month's reading, you had joy, the topic of happiness, at the center of your process in the month of October. And it was interesting because I was looking again at this reading, and if I were to read it today, what I would say is there was opportunity via the stuckness for you at home with regards to having new experiences of love and perhaps love relationship. So there was support in things not going right. There's a higher purpose to stuckness or blocks or obstacles or things not going right or comfort stopping that would actually support you staying home, staying contained, and for opportunities for love to show up in your home environment. Now, this month, when we look at the spread, we see the investigate card in the middle. And interestingly, the ask card is coming up emotionally. So let's talk about what we're seeing here. In the center of the reading is investigate. So what this means is curiosity and unveiling, finding answers to your queries and your interests is at hand for you this month. Over the course of November, you're going to be wanting to investigate, discover, dive deep, and emotionally you're going to feel curious. That's what the ask card is saying there. So you're going to be curious this month to tap into that which interests you. Now let's talk about what it is. In the spiritual sector, over on the right side, you can see the remember card, preparation, evolution. What this is saying is that on a very deep level, a lot of you out there, this is a general reading. So this is the storyline for the evolutionary trajectory for Tauruses. And for many Tauruses out there, indeed, there's going to be a remembering, a recollection, a new impetus to remind yourself to prepare for that which you want to become, that which you want to evolve into. Who is it that you want to become long term? Who is it that you want to be? How do you want to be identified? You know, who are you and what do you want to become? It's optimal for you at the base of the spread. The optimal card is coming up. So it is going to be optimal for you to have thoughts about magical potential, monetary, or that which secures you. You can see the financial abundance card up in the thought sector up at the top, along with magic, along with divination, and along with ancient wisdom. So let's talk about that. So for you, you're going to be thinking about your evolution, your future, what you want, who you want to become very specifically. And you're going to start investigating avenues for you. And you're going to be curious to do that. So you're going to dive in and become an investigator. You're going to discover things that you need to know now for your security. And it's optimal for you to do that. So you're going to feel inclined naturally to think about magical potential, magical, that which you would ideally like. If money were no issue, what kind of life do you want to create for yourself? That's the magical alchemy card that's coming up in the mental sector. Money is definitely coming up there too. So you're going to be thinking about optimal scenarios. You're going to be thinking about financial security. You're going to be thinking about how you can make this manifest. Now, keep in mind, you want to attend. You want to investigate. You want to become curious about that which is striking you. and investigate appropriately, but you don't want to get too caught up in the hows. What you really want to do is think about the magical potential and that which you really want. And if you picture yourself being secured by finances, by your money situation, then feel into that reality, envision that reality, but try to let go of the hows. In the meantime, whatever is the intuitive pull to drive you into an investigation, do that. Do that. But don't get too caught up in the hows. Let the universe help work out the how. Divination and ancient wisdom, both of these are referring to, ancient wisdom is referring to natural knowledge, indigenous wisdom, ancient knowledge, that which original peoples knew, holistic wisdom. This is about the connection to nature cosmos. So there's kind of the bigger, deeper wisdom that's at play, and also spirituality. The divination card is talking about spirituality. So your thoughts this month, over the course of this cycle, are going to be on magical potential, on money and security, on your spiritual journey, on your spiritual reality, and on wisdom. And it could be that that's part of your investigation path, is that you're going to be investigating different indigenous wisdom trajectories, different histories, different ways of knowing. And it could be that your spiritual connection, your mental connection to spirit, is going to be very strong this month. That's also with that divination card in the mental sector. That's what that's speaking to as well. So let's now move to your Dakini. Now, interestingly, you received number 6, Queen of the Night, Taurus. And this is talking about going deep. So who are you to become and embody this month? Queen of the Night. Who is Queen of the Night? She is Vampira. You know, this is about going into the dark shadows of self. This is the nocturnal creature. This is the one that feeds. This is the one that goes into the darkness of self, that which is kind of can be ugly, right? So it's interesting for me, because the spread was talking about an investigation theme. You're going to be really wanting your own evolution, investigating threads that are of interest, and thinking about both magical potential and financial security. So you're going to be in a very grounded way wanting to make your dreams come true. And Queen of the Night is talking about going deep within your darkness in order to get to that lightness. And that's what it takes. That's the holistic way of being that so many people, too many people, avoid. So for Taurus, it is about going dark, going deep, letting yourself be all that you are, including the stuff that doesn't look so pretty. Okay? So Taurus, I am wishing you a very powerful month ahead, one that will move you in a new evolutionary phase of yourself, a new self-iteration. And I think it will. I think it's really literally in the cards for you. So I'm sending you so much love, and I'll talk to you next month.